I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, The Clone Conspiracy Omega #1. Yes, that's right, it all comes down to this, the final installment in this newest Spider-Man event. Will all the loose plot threads be tied up? Will it all be worth it? Well, let's hop on in and find out, shall we? Okay then, so picking up from more or less where Clone Conspiracy #5 finished off, all the clones have either been captured or disintegrated into nothing. The Rhino is damn near catatonic after the loss of his wife, or should I say losing his wife again. In fact, there's a lot of that going on right now. I swear all these characters should come together and form some sort of grief support group. Spider-Man and the rest of the heroes managed to let out all the patients who knew you couldn't fix. Unfortunately, they're still very much sick and are going to die, including the man that Parker Industries had vowed to save at the very beginning of this series. This means that the dude's wife is royally pissed at Peter Parker for breaking his promise, and Spider-Man doesn't feel too good about himself either, even though it wasn't really his fault. There was nothing he could have done in this situation. No one would have seen a clone conspiracy coming. Spider-Man takes stock of everything that happened and more or less gives the credit to Kane the Scarlet Spider for being the real hero of the day. If it wasn't for him, no one could have stopped the Jackal from doing what he did. Of course, Kane isn't very happy with Peter. He feels that he let Ben Reilly go much too easily, and because of that, he's going to vow to hunt that guy down. No doubt if you want to see where that story goes, you'll have to pick up the new Scarlet Spider series once that begins, although I can't blame you if you don't at this point. It's after that Max Modell and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up to continue to round up the few clones that are still kicking and also, cover up all those other hanging plot holes about infection and disease and everything. When they try and round up Rhino to make sure he's not contagious, he freaks the hell out and threatens to kill himself by running straight into a wall because, he hasn't run straight into walls before and been totally fine. Peter jumps in to stop his rampage, and together the two men have a conversation about grief and letting go and moving forward, and basically Peter works through his own issues by helping the Rhino work through his. So yeah, Spider-Man officially doesn't feel bad anymore for everything that happened. Good for him, I guess. Now that's the quote-unquote end of the official story, but this is an extra long Omega, so we are then treated to a bunch of smaller stories. First up is Ben Reilly recruiting that doctor lady who had worked with the Jackal previously to help him out on his newest project, whatever that might be. Again, they really want you to pick up that new Scarlet Spider book. Then there's Dr. Kurt Connor the Lizard, who with the help of crazy lizard science is actually able to stabilize the clone of his wife and son, only now they're horrifying lizard monsters like him. And then we have our final story, which actually deals with Spider-Man coming face to face with the Kingpin again. You'll remember he was sort of involved in this story after the Jackal tried to clone his beloved wife, Vanessa. The two argue back and forth a bit over who owes who a favor, and in the end though, Wilson Fisk ends up ponying up a flash drive with information on Spider-Man's greatest foe, the Green Goblin, who has resurfaced once again. And if you want to read that story, you gotta pick up the newest issue of Amazing Spider-Man when that comes out. You know what, I was gonna dance around for a little bit, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. The Clone Conspiracy Omega #1, of which there was no alpha in case you were wondering, was totally not worth it. All the actual wrap-up was stuff that really should have happened in the pages of the main story. In fact, it might actually have helped that story be a little bit more impactful. And the rest feels like I was forced to sit down and watch a bunch of trailers for books that I'm not really all that interested in, especially now after this event left kind of a bad taste in my mouth, all things considered. Heck, the best thing about this comic was seeing Spider-Man go up against the Kingpin and promising a fight with Green Goblin in the future, all things that have nothing really to do with this story and are only here to set up for the next one. Overall, if you twisted my arm, I guess I would give this one a 5 out of 10, even then that feels really generous. There was just not a lot going on here to recommend overall.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.